Hi everyone and welcome to my place. Are you looking for flowers to celebrate a ruby wedding anniversary? And you're thinking to yourself, what will I do? What have we got? What's the best colour? Well, ruby is the most amazing colour, and the reds and the depth and the strength and the passion in these roses, honest to goodness, they are just so beautiful. Have a look at these. These are my new roses that I've designed for part of our new range here at Prestige Botanicals. I absolutely love them. Look at that. The only thing that is missing is the fragrance, unfortunately, but I'm working on that. But if you're looking for something that's long term and you'd like to sort of sneak in a few red rose fresh flowers to have something that looks really grand and magnificent, these flowers are certainly going to fit the bill for your designing. I'm absolutely thrilled with them. So the first design I want to show you is how to put these into a vase and then put some fresh flowers with it to just give it a more of a luxuriant feel and look. Okay, so here's the vase that I've got. Number one tip from me, make sure your vase is really clean. If you're going to be putting any fresh foliage into this, which is how I've designed this whole range of flowers. These are the flowers you can have as a standalone. You can put fresh things into them if you want to, or you can just leave it as it is. I like to put fresh foliage in with them because it just gives it another dimension and just an illusion of actually they are real because the wind just went through the foliage and it moved. So I'm going to put into here this vase that's got no water in it just yet. I'll get to that. I always like to start with my foliage first, and I really love this gum, and I like how the gum just works through with these beautiful hydrangeas, and also because it's red and it's strong and it's quite dominating color, it's quite nice to have another foliage with it. And with this gum, what I like about it is it's got the tiniest little tinge of red on the edges there. Well, you might not be able to see them, but I can. And also that green just helps to lift them up a wee bit. I'm also going to be using this hydrangea here, which is what I call our dry touch hydrangea, and it almost feels like the end of summer, and you know when the moisture's all gone and it has that little rustly feel. I wanted to create that, and I'm really pleased with it. The other thing I wanted to do was to have like the green with the little almost pale burgundy little tips on them, just beautifully matches in with these hydrangeas here. So sort of like it takes the depth and the heaviness away when you put the two together. So it's a beautiful combination. And it also can be said with the roses. So some of the roses I've made lighter and some of the roses I've made deeper. And I've tried to get what I could possibly find that was true and occurring in nature and in an English garden. So I'm really pleased with these. And you know, sometimes you just need a bit of red, and I don't know, sometimes when I just feel like I need to be a bit energized, that's when I always call on the beautiful reds. Now I'm just going to put all of these into here, cut everything about the same length, and any foliage that's going to be beneath the water level, just clip those off. And now see what I've just done? I've just broken my own golden rule of measure all of your foliages before you stick them into your container, because already you can see what's happening. I've got this length foliage over here, and then over here I've got, what is that? And that is what most people have an issue with when they are designing, because it never looks quite right. So that's when we talk about visual balance and actual balance. Actual balance is when it doesn't fall or tip or go left or right. It looks balanced, so there's equal amount of foliage on this side and equal amounts on this side. Not something that's like, whoopsie daisy, not something that's sort of like going all over the place. Look at that. You see, you can tell that that's not balanced already. Just make sure that when you do whatever you're doing, just cut everything to the same length before you start. And that's why I like to get it all in my hand to start with. Anything that's too short, just get rid of. Anything that's going to be in the water level, cut those out. And I'll just go into here like so, and hopefully once you get into knowing what to do, I think you'll find that your designing will never ever cause you any grief, because there is something not so nice about things not being right. You know, visually, and you look at it and it annoys you and you go back to it and you think, now what is wrong with you? Okay, what have we got here? We've got another bit here. Now bits like that, I wouldn't use bits like that, because really it's bits fallen and it's just going to drop and droop and you're still going to be not impressed with what you've done. Okay, so give me 1 second, because I'm going to go out and I'm going to cut a bit more of this and I'll be back. Wait. And now I'm back. The other little thing I want to share with you is, get your foundations right before you start and you will never ever have an issue. Okay, so just putting that into there. Oh, now look at that for a good base. And it's almost, it's not perfectly positioned, but it's, nothing in nature is perfect, so just don't even try and don't beat yourself up. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to put into here, in amongst the foliage, is going to be these big red berthas. Get your big stuff in first. Now I'm not going to use that one, that can just go there. And I've got these two here, so what I'm going to do with these is, I'm just going to place one on that side, and then I'll bring one over to this side. So I've got equal balance. So I've got this big heavy red thing here and I've got another big heavy red thing there. And that says to me that it's solid and it's balanced and it's stable. And then to diffuse that big red out, I've got this beautiful mixture or blending greens and the lighter tones of red on this side and one on this side. Now, let's look at these. This is my biggest, heaviest bloom. I only have one, so the best position to place this is going to be into the middle. Yes, so now I've got this lovely line, big red array that runs through to here. The next thing to do is looking at these beautiful roses. Which ones will I use? I'll use this one here. Now with these flowers, what's so beautiful about them is, and they're all about the same length, is these will just pop in between those two there. I'll have one there, and I think I've got 3 of these. So when it comes to putting 3 into a vase, all you need to remember is place them with equal distance between each of your placements. So I've got one there, I've got one there, and I'm going to bring the next one into this position here. So the weight is already lovely and proportioned well. Okay, I've got these last 3 roses. This is when you can just go one into there, equal distance again, one into there, and then turning that around, we'll put the next one into here. So far, so good. I'm loving it. There is just the slightest little problem I've got, and so far as that is just a little bit longer than what I've got here. This is okay, because from this rose in through to here, you've got this lovely filling or filler foliage that's breaking that line. And the reason I have left that is because I am now going to put some fresh red roses. If you've got garden roses, you can add those, or if you're buying some, you can just add those, and you all of a sudden have a wonderfully large and lush arrangement. One moment till I go and get my roses. Right, here we have the roses. Now I just want to, like these on the, you know, you could just put those into a vase if you wanted to, but if you really want that statement, this is when you can get your roses in. Okay, now I haven't cleaned up any of these because I thought I would share with you the best way forward of taking the foliage. As I said, don't have any foliage that's going to be beneath the water on any of your stems, just remove those. Now you can get fancy things called rose clippers, but I don't have any of those. But what I do is I just get a towel, a thick towel, and just run my get up into the stem there and just run that down through like that, and that will, oops, a bit rough here, and just take all of those off. And it means that, because you've got to be very careful, might as well just share that with you now. You have to be really careful with rose thorns. And also, when you are working with fresh flowers, please don't be eating or doing anything where anything could go into your mouth, because we don't know what the grower may have sprayed on these, which could be toxic to our systems. So just make sure that, you know, keep yourself clean and neat and tidy when you're working with fresh flowers. And the other thing I like to do is keep all your surface nice and clean. Okay, the next thing is you can just simply just place your roses down in amongst the artificial ones. How easy is that? And the great thing is that when the fresh ones die off, you're still going to be left with an absolutely beautiful design. And because we started at the beginning with really good solid foundations, it's just a matter now of just popping them in down amongst the artificial. And the other thing is, what you can do is just go through into that. Oh, can I do it? No, I'm not going to be able to do it. Sometimes you can cheat and you can just sort of place it through. But how is that for a beautiful arrangement? It's another one of my cheat designs. I hope you've enjoyed that. I've enjoyed sharing the bits and pieces of knowledge that I've got in my head to help your designing go from level to level to level, and you will feel proud of yourself. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again another day.